theory is, I mean, this, I hate to say this is like becomes a Calvinist conversation about simulation theory, but that's my opinion about soulmates, meaning like every chick you've ever fucked has been significant. It's not an insignificant action. It's not it's because it's a union. So it's like you're doing fucking sex yoga with another human, and it's a very important, big deal. It's like, because it's one of the most fun things ever. So, yeah.
I don't know, dude. I just wanted to joke around with you. I didn't even need to know all that.
Excuse me? Is someone speaking to me?
Yeah, I'm speaking. I didn't need to know all that. So like every chick you ever had sex with is like your soulmate. All right. Well, we just did a little wellness check on you, Zen, and make sure you're okay. So glad to hear you're doing fine. You all right, man? What's going on?
Okay, so welcome back to Dr. Tarot, where we're talking about career, love, health, and performing a frequency modulation on some low IQ dumb people who waste all their time, talk about nothing, and never read books. And here they are, talking to us right now.
That is how we produce the many sounds, frequency modulation, synthesis. But I'm going to break that all down for you. And we'll look at it on some software on my microprocessing computer that I have here. So I think that will be the easiest way for you to visualize what is happening. As my friend would say, see with your ears and listen with your eyes. I never really knew what he meant by that, and I didn't get a chance to ask him as he was hit by a meteorite one day. But I'm going to explain all of these concepts for you. And we will start with our operators. And at heart, they are basically an oscillator, a source of sound, producing a sound wave. And they have a few extra components. They have an amplifier controlling the volume of the sound. They have an envelope which shapes the nature of the amplification over time. We can adjust their pitch as well. So to help showcase this for you, I'm going to grab a guitar, as this should be, what do you mean by that? A very familiar way to look at the concept of an operator. So a guitar string is an oscillator. When I pluck the string, it oscillates back and forth, producing the sound wave we hear. In this case, amplified by the amplifier so we can hear it at a nice volume. And as I mentioned, in our flagship synthesizer, the 6000 FMX, there are 6 operators. So 6 of these tone generating features. Just like on a guitar, there are 6 strings or 6 oscillators. Now, with the guitar, we can change the pitch. By playing on different frets strings to different pitches. And we can do the same with the oscillators we have in our synthesizer. Now, when I play a guitar string, I can control its volume by how hard or soft I pluck the string. So I could play it louder, or I could play it softer. And with an electric guitar, I have a volume control, so I can do that more specifically with that knob. That is like the level control we have in our amplifier in our operator. Now there is another characteristic. When I pluck this string, or if I pick it, changes over time the sound that you hear. And on a guitar that is relatively fixed, you might hear the click of the pick on the string, and the front end of the sound is what we call the attack. So you might hear that click of the attack, and then the string sounds out. And then over time it decreases in volume. So that is the change in its sound over time, what we would call its envelope. If you think about a guitar or a piano or a glockenspiel, how they produce a sound when you trigger them varies, and they kind of each have their own unique envelope. And that is something we'll think about when designing sounds in our FM synthesizer. We'll look at this when we get into the software so you can see it there. Now, because this is an electric guitar with a volume control, I can define its envelope by using that volume control. So let's say we want a slow attack, or the volume ramps up. And then we can turn it back off relatively quickly. Or we could start with the volume up, and to take that sound away faster than the string vibrating on its own would. So there my movements are controlling the volume envelope, the amplified envelope of the wave that is coming from my operator, in this case our guitar string. So these are pretty simple physical concepts which underpin the operators in our synthesizer, and we'll get to see those in action in just a moment. The last component, this is just about the production of sound, the audible sound coming from our operator. And we have some different terminology in FM synthesis, where when we have an operator that is producing audible sound, we call that a carrier. So these strings on the guitar are effectively a carrier because we can hear each of them. We can also use our operators to modify the sound of another one. And in this case we call them modulators. We don't hear their sound, but we hear how it influences another wave, changing its character, and that's really the magic of FM synthesis. So we don't really have that option on the guitar, so that's where we'll dive into the synthesizer. But modulating a frequency, pitch is a frequency. If I wiggle my finger on the string, have vibrato and changing the pitch over time. I'm modulating pitch.
So I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Christian, but I mean, go ahead. You don't believe he died for your sins, or?
Well, they got some of the best style in the White House.
I don't think it'll work for. I don't think it'll pass for truck drivers though.
Where he like literally created like a chart where we could take the Hebrew letters and speak to each other through text message in Hebrew using the Ge'ez alphabet. So it really doesn't matter what
Might think, at least I didn't think that she was doing that, right?
Sure.
That she was like kind of conceding to things, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But again, like, yeah.
Here's what I would say. So when you say that, right? You say she obviously made a distinction between the two. Like, first of all, obviously, I haven't listened to it yet, so I can't like confirm yet, but I will. I'd rather listen and confirm. But more importantly,
part one.
Genuinely,
5.2.
yeah. But genuinely, like, more importantly to me is that it actually is.
Bro, we're all in a tough fucking situation. I know. Yeah. Right? No, but I remember Yaakov, you were in a very tough situation like 2 years ago. I remember that was 2007. Well, I didn't know either. No, yeah. That sucked 2 years ago. Really sucked. I don't know, man. I think we need to use it for mental health. I'm not denying mental health at all. I think some people take advantage of it.
Yeah,
So were you talking to Nora and Diego and Abby about a sex tape that you have or something?
About a what? What thing?
Who?
I don't know. Are you talking to me, Danny?
Is that true? So did you guys hack my phone? Like, what happened?
What do you think? Oh my god.
Yakov, I gotta tell you something. You know your PTR? when bees make the honeycomb, they're actually circular, but because of their body warmth, it forms a what is that? 2, 4, 5, a hexagon. Yeah.
It's the only kosher food from non-kosher animal, insect, whatever.
Well, it comes from the plants, really, from the flowers.
Well, it doesn't pass through their digestive system.
And actually, bees,
what do you call it? The pollen sticks to their body. It sticks to their body, and then they transfer it from one bee to another, and then they put it into the honeycombs. So I went to a whole share about it. It was really amazing. So because it doesn't go through their digestive system, it's perfectly kosher.
actually, honey is like the only food that doesn't expire.
No, the same thing as Twinkies.
Twinkies don't expire?
Yeah, they have nothing natural. Yeah, you could, as long as you keep them in the sealed package, they'll last forever.
What else?
Twinkies are my favorite.
What else do you know about
I literally
bees?
buy them and hide them from my kids.
What else do you know about bees and Jews?
Bees go into wars, just like ants will go into wars. Like all these ants will go into war with another ant colony. Bees do the same thing.
What about the queen bee? Isn't that like the Shekhinah? The Shekhinah?
Maybe the Kohen Gadol. I don't know about the. I don't know. I never really thought about it like that.
Edward,
But I do know that. Oh, sorry.
I just want to know if...
No, I'm a patrilineal Jew, and I never bar mitzvah, but I like Kabbalah and Judaism.
He's not.
No, Harry's the only Jew in the whole world. He's the only Jew. Harry's the best person in the whole wide world. He's up on this pedestal and everyone is below him. And no one is as amazing as
You need to take your medication.
Just so you know.
Medication time. Movie, that's from Danny. It's your favorite movie. One who flew over the cuckoo's nest. That's you. You're fucking, what's his name from One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Jack Nicholson's character here. And I'd rather be that than a Nazi.
Medication time.
Than a Nazi and an ultra handler. I would rather be considered crazy than be a fucking satanic, fucking person who thinks they're better than other people.
There you go.
Yeah, because that's so
There you go.
godlike, right? So
There you
godly.
go. Alright, it's time for you to defend another Nazi. There you go. Okay, go defend another Nazi, Danny. That's what you love to do, right? We all know who it was, anyways. It was
Well, you can defend a Nazi.
Whatever the fuck. We're gonna all tell him that you told us it. Don't worry.
Uh-oh. Can't we all just get along?
Of course, this is us getting along.
Not when you have a hairy ball sack that
She wishes he had a hairy ball sack. That's the problem. She doesn't.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Her husband won't give her that dick. I don't
Well, yeah.
No, you got it twisted. He wants to give her the dick, she doesn't want it.
Damn. He wants to have a small
Maybe
penis.
that just sounded backwards.
He wants to give her the dick, but she doesn't want it.
Like I said, he probably has a small penis. That's why.
That's penis.
Must take one to know one, hairy ball sack.
Come on, you used that line already. Come on, we do require new material in this room.
Someone say new material?
Yeah, we need new material, Randy.
I don't know, but she's had like 7 mental breakdowns today. I think that's a new record. Honestly, that's pretty.
One year I had 9 in one day.
She needs to go take her medication.
Medication time.
Medication time.
7 is a low number.
Did you ever
If
think?
medication doesn't work, there's always a therapist.
Did you ever think that Danny?
I can let you know.
Did you ever think that Danny?
Behavioral therapy, David?
Did you ever think that Danny is intentionally acting this way to get a rise out of you?
Well, it worked. You got a rise out of me.
Go there, Randy.
Not that kind of rise. Don't be gross. Sorry. I didn't mean that. I mean, literally.
I didn't know.
That's disgusting.
Listen, I just got in the room. I'm trying to catch up. So.
Yeah, he was caught up quite quickly.
Listen, I have a confession to make. I had a bad first date. I can't believe it.
Oh, you get a right now, you
Wait, what happened to
No, I think you like the girl, you just want to move in with her. I think that's what it
No,
is.
she doesn't like me. Can you believe it? She doesn't like me.
Wait, your Saturday one? No, I'm saying the one that you really like. I think you just guys need to take it to the next step.
Well, I tried. In fact, now I realize as I'm replaying the whole thing in my head, I realized I was a little too enthusiastic, and I'm trying to train
the dates. That one.
You're saying about the date today or the Saturday only woman?
No, Saturday only woman, things are kind of winding down. We're on the slow train to breakup-ville. But I recently had a first date with somebody, and I think I was a little too enthusiastic, and it really backfired. But what I'm doing is I'm turning it into a teachable moment. I'm literally sitting down, and I've literally written down the things that I look back and I said that make me cringe.
It's a good thing that dating sites don't have the outdoor reviews.
Randy.
Yeah, I said some very cringy things, and now I'm looking back and
I
I'm
can see it working out between the two of us.
no, that's not.
You could say cringy things, I can out cringe you. So just to make you feel better about yourself, you probably wouldn't say half the shit that I would have probably said.
Randy, if you really want to get laid, you have to essentially find the perfect environment, and in that perfect environment, you will find your target.
Well, what do you mean when you say perfect?
No, I'm not talking.
I'm not gay. What?
No, what I'm saying is,
Wizard or Randy?
what I'm saying is, on St. Patty's Day, it's basically you have to go to an event.
But I'm not gay.
You have to go to an event.
Listen, I'm not thinking you're gay. I just wanted to get some laughs
Stop
out.
denying your true self, Randy. Stop denying your
It's
true
only,
self.
it's only hairy balls like that. He said.
Plus, Randy,
I know, I'm just having fun. I'm having fun too.
Randy, a lot of people travel to other cities to get laid, and I see that a
We'll
lot.
not do that. We'll not do that.
That's what you do.
I'm not doing it. I'm the opposite. I won't even go to. I mean, I don't even go to some of the boroughs.
Yeah, he doesn't even go to another zip code.
You just think DSL, Randy.
Randy, I'm
Just
so
think
joking around.
DSL to DC or Boston.
I'm saying women travel.
He doesn't need to travel anywhere. He doesn't
No, women travel.
I swear to God.
He doesn't go to the outer. He doesn't even go to the outer boroughs.
Dude, I had a couple of dates with some women in Queens. Honestly, it took an hour to get from my house to hers. It was not worth it.
Randy, you've got to time your shtups to events like 4th of July, Memorial Day, St. Patty's Day, Christmas, New Year's Eve. Like that, those are high holy times for stooping. Your percentage of stooping goes way up.
Yeah, but what are you saying? Get laid 6 times a year? What the fuck?
No, I'm saying if you can do it 6 times in a year, you can do it 6 times in a month. It's all about your attitude.
Alright.
You're admitting that you opened your mouth and now you're the fish on the wall, and now you're never gonna get stooped.
What do you mean? What do you say?
You opened your mouth and now you're a fish on the wall.
So look, you're saying the more I talk, the less attractive I am? What do you
Yeah, make her do all the talking. Just listen and say, okay. Yes.
That was my
It should
big
be
mistake.
75% her talking and
Let her get the dopamine. Give her the dopamine. Let her be as vainglorious as she can possibly be.
That's
Make
right.
her make her the queen bee.
I fucked up. I said what I actually did.
Randy, there's gonna be so many other people to.
It's 2025, Randy. The year is yours. It's called the queen bee shechina. You're gonna get stooped with the shechina theory.
Listen, stop with all the other stuff, okay? I'm not into it like you are. You know? I use terms like hook up instead of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you could just say love. That would be the best way to say it.
Well, don't run from the hills on a first date. You said that.
I overdid it. I was a little too into it.
Give some examples. Like, what are we talking
You
about?
don't say love, Yakov. You
so
say
embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed.
Texting.
No, I'd love to know what you said too.
Did you sin?
Okay.
Give us one line.
Like I didn't just the day was on a Sunday, and I didn't just say, "Hey, let's get together in the future." I actually brought up specific days. Like, are you free next? I can't believe it. I look back and I can't believe it that I did that. So I'm like literally making like a list. I'm turning into
Was the date going really well?
I thought so. Obviously, she did not.
Wait, what was your response when you said, let's get together next Thursday?
No,
Another great
if
date
I said
night.
let's get together next Saturday or something like that, like I had something in mind for next Saturday. She said I have to see what my daughter's doing. And that's, I just really shouldn't have put her on the spot like that. That's the bottom. I just overdid
Turn
it.
it all around. Randy, you can turn it around.
Yeah.
All you
Well-
gotta do is say, listen, I've been dating for a while, and I've actually never went on a date where I enjoyed myself, and I got to be my true self. And I just want to thank you for allowing me to be me. And I enjoyed your company as a friend. I'd like to get to know you more and take your panties off.
Yeah, no, I think that's
Next
far.
Tuesday at 4
I think
p.m.
I really have to treat it like the teachable moment that it is, learn from it, and I may reach out back out to her in a month.
BB, have you actually used that text message?
No. She basically, after our date, she sent me a text saying, I had a great time. Great. And I don't think it makes sense for us to see each other again, or to, I mean, she basically said it's over. I mean, that's all I could do. It's done. Even Babe Ruth strikes out once in a
So
while.
look, what do you have to lose to say, got your text, I spent a lot of time thinking about it, I may have come across too strong.
Randy, where is the Holy of Holies, Randy?
Hopefully she comes up from hard times and hits her up hits him up all drunk and shit, you know? It's
Drunken.
I think I have to treat it like a teachable moment. I already said that.
Yeah,
You know, if you say the phrase teachable moment one more time,
I know, I'm sorry.
and
There's nothing wrong.
Randy, what you're saying is your communication was ineffective. That you couldn't hypnotize
Oh my
her.
God. It was so weak, my communication. I'm so
I
embarrassed.
like that joke, huh? David's just in fun.
Medication time.
But I'm now, honestly, I'm like literally coming up with a bunch of rules.
Okay, first
Like,
rule
to
is
myself.
don't go on a date on a Sunday. That's like friend zone category.
No.
Have you ever went out with a wingman before? Like, just
That-
Patrick?
Can we analyze what you just said? Don't go out on a Sunday. Is there anything to that?
Unless you're going someplace fun like a football game or
Well,
she said, hey, I want to go do this thing and it happens to be on Sunday. It's a
People still want to fuck.
There's this Greek movie.
Oh
it's
yeah,
about
Sunday is the
prostitute.
Lord's Day. You know.
Yeah,
it's
and
just
she
not
takes
fun.
Sundays off. Every week she takes Sundays off. It's an old movie, and there's a
Yeah.
song called Never on a Sunday, and
Right. Urban LaDouche is the name of the movie. Shirley MacLaine.
Actually, Sunday is just such a like day for a date.
No, it's not because they're chill. They've had, you know what? Maybe you're right. I shouldn't dismiss
If
it. But
it's a daytime thing, Sunday's cool.
that was Sunday evening.
Oh my God, I'm divorced.
Oh God. No,
Sorry, Reggie, I don't-
Sunday is a great day to procreate. Charge your chakras.
People have work on Monday. They got shit to do.
No, people need to learn how to enjoy a Sunday, and then you can make it a day of
Yeah,
love.
like if it's like a Sunday day, not like Sunday evening. I wouldn't go out on a Sunday.
Randy, spring is here. You're gonna
Sunday
pop.
is that people haven't worked that day, so they're more chill, they're more relaxed, they're less stressed. And in fact, I was off my game.
So how'd that work out for you?
It didn't work out well because I was off my game.
Randy, this is your talk therapy moment. Your catharsis and transmutation begins now.
I like it, and that's yeah. I really should have kept it light and fun and funny. Instead, something that I do every once in a while is I get comfortable. I meet a woman who reminds me of a woman that I already knew, and then I kind of once I think, okay, so this woman reminds me of Liz, and suddenly I act a lot more comfortable and let my guard down and a lot more because they remind me of someone I know. It's the second time it's happened. And it's bad.
As you said, it's a teachable moment.
Oh,
Stop beating yourself up over it.
I know.
Lots of an
I
extra
know.
person, and that's
I am moving on. Yes.
But I want a 1,000-word essay on my desk tomorrow morning by 10 a.m.
Double spaced or what?
Yeah, whatever you want, just 1,000 words.
Anyway, I mean, will it ever end? I mean, here I am at this age, and I'm like going on dates and learning from them and writing.
Yeah, but Randy, it's literally a dance. It's a dance, and you gotta spin. If you ain't spinning, you're not dancing.
If you ain't spinning, you ain't winning.
All you can do is get back out on the dance floor and keep dancing.
So,
If you have a 1% hit rate, you can go on 100 dates. You'll get lucky 1% of it. It's all about quantity.
yeah, 100 dates, you figure it's
1%, yeah.
X amount of money per date. Sure, 100 dates. You spend 50,000, you'll get laid, right?
Randy,
You're eating for coffee for the first. No one goes out to a restaurant on first date.
Randy, just the expression is just join the dance.
That's another mistake.
The partners.
I've taken the girls out on Tuesday.
My kids say that's not the way the kids date anymore.
So what do they do?
Well, I went on as many
Bullshit.
free meals as I could, and the best free meal I got was like a $400 tasting menu meal. So it
Have you met your
happens.
husband?
No, I mean I should have just went home with that guy, but he was such a nerd. So
So what happens?
Damn.
If I was on a date, what do you give? You give him a kiss on the cheek? What
he didn't even get laid. Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, I swear,
Hey,
like,
400 for dinner for her or for?
Bro,
How was the food though?
For $100, you could have saved 300 right
Dude,
Yeah, you probably regretted taking me out. What can I say?
that's
Try
right.
to just play it low key. Just say, hey, let's meet for coffee or let's meet.
That's why.
You're like, this was a great dinner, but my destiny is to marry a fat Ukrainian that I don't want to fuck.
First day in the city, and it was nice.
A first day, yeah, like in the Time Warner Center.
But that wasn't a first date, was it? First date, tell me.
Yeah, it was.
He said it was the first date. Listen.
He did a $400 tasting menu for a first date.
Okay, but did you go to the bar or did you actually go to the dining room?
It was a reservation, months in advance.
Okay.
David,
First day. That's
you
my
can't eat $400 at the bar.
first day is my third favorite French restaurant.
I'm trying to understand. He met you. He said, "Let's get together for dinner," and he made a reservation for 2 months later. I mean, is that really what happened? Because when I meet somebody, I want to have a dinner within a week. Trying to figure out how that.
No, but I have reservations, but I don't have.
How many texts back and forth did you have with this woman?
Dude, here's the thing. I met her literally on the street in real life, and it was so magical.
Interesting.
I met her in real life. Like it clicked so well.
What subway stop?
Not in my neighborhood. Let's leave it at that. Met her. It
See,
was so
I think there's still grounds to resurrect this.
I mean, I'll talk to you about it in private.
Okay.
Even though I know you'll share what I say in private.
No,
Randy, how long
No,
after
I
was
made
the
one
date?
mistake.
I know. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry.
Come on.
Randy, how long after was the date? After meeting her in the street? Was it that
I
night?
met her on the Sunday, and it was a busy week. I said I'm going out of town this coming week, and I said I'll be back. And she suggested that Sunday night. She suggested it to me. We met for dinner, and you know what? I just was a little too enthusiastic, a little too into it. And look, I'm sure she has her own baggage too. And then
I would just go for the straight,
Jacob, I did a version of that. What you suggested, I did a version.
You didn't say that half hour ago.
Well, I'm telling you, I know. I did a
Okay.
version of like, hey, I wish I had done X, whatever. Some version. And I said I'd like to stay friends, keep me in your mind, and I didn't hear back. So I think I have to let it go.
Randy, these things come like quicksand, like lightning bolts. It's definitely a lightning bolt thing with Cupid. It's like, holy shit, did this just
That's
happen?
right. Yeah, no, that's right. Because I tell you, when we met on the street, it was magical.
But I like it. So I forget who it was, but somebody brought up first day, right? So that's Danny. That is my second favorite French restaurant in all of New York City.
What's your
First day is amazing.
What's your first favorite?
Le Bernardin.
I knew you were going to say Le Bernardin. I was about to say it. You don't like Daniel?
Daniel's okay, but I think it's a little overrated. But I've never had a bad meal at Daniel.
What's your favorite comedy club in New York?
I don't do comedy clubs, to be honest with you, so I don't.
Comedy clubs.
No.
Does anyone agree with me that comedy clubs are great for a date?
Yeah, great. Yeah, very good.
Rodney!
Don't raise your hand when the comic is asked.
Oh no! Don't even sit in the front row. Of course.
Yeah.
No, I'm a natural target for comedians.
Randy, you just gotta always remind yourself, when the pumpkin is boiling, you split.
Wait, go ahead. What are you trying to say, Chicago cheeseburger?
When the iron is hot, you strike. What is your purpose? Because a lot of people, they go out on a date and they forget the purpose. You gotta boil that pumpkin. You gotta touch that hand. You gotta massage it. You gotta get that blood pressure and that dopamine up, and you gotta get it on the menstrual cycle, and then you split that pumpkin.
Dude, I do my best, okay? I'm not gonna say more than that, but I do my best. All right, you're not gonna French kiss somebody in the middle of a comedy club or a dinner or anything.
Oh, you might if she's got 4 vodka sodas.
I don't know what he's suggesting I do. What finger? Am I gonna finger fuck her?
Yeah, you might finger her underneath that table. You never fingered a girl on a first date underneath the table?
The only time I do comedy is and the last time was like during the New York Comedy Festival, right? So it's like an entire weekend. So basically, it was like I did a couple shows at in a Broadway theater.
Mm-hmm. Ladies, can I hear from any ladies?
Wait, Randy, I got one more recommendation. Buy a book on eBay. I told you this. Buy a book on sex magic, bring it to the date, and she'll be fucking hypnotized with the title of the book, and your chances of getting laid will go up 60%, guaranteed.
Right, we went down this road before.
That's so stupid. Just buy fur gnomes because, like, I saw this TikTok and this lady said that she, like, ate her man's ass because he was wearing fur gnomes. And so maybe if you wear that, like...
What is a fur gnome?
Pheromone. It's like a... It's like oxytocin in a spray. It's bullshit. Go to the fucking gym if you want pheromones. Danny is a fucking schmucko.
You know when you say a musky smell?
Yeah.
No, you gotta go to the gym and get your testosterone up before a date.
Right. That's, listen, you're onto something too, of course. The better you feel and look, the better it is, of course. Yeah. All right, man.
Good luck out there, slugger.
Dude, it's rough out there, but I'm never giving up. I'm never giving up.
1%?
No. I'm doing better than 1%, dude.
I'm just kidding.
I know, it's funny.
Haven't you seen Grumpy Old Men with Walter Matthau?
What about it?
Meaning that it's about grumpy old men. The point is, when you go out on a date, your attitude has to be joy and love. And,
right.
You gotta be in the now completely. And there's no point in talking about next Friday, next Saturday. It's irrelevant in the now.
You're right, dude. It's such a drag. And I look back at what I said and all that. You're right. It's all about the way to make people feel good. It's all about making people feel good. And it's all communication.
They will automatically feel good.
Right. Well, I can't do that, but I can drug it with my humor, with my sense of humor.
I hope that's never happened, but like...
What? Anyway, so I have a question. The guy takes you out, first date per se. What happens? Does he call you and say, hey, like a few days later, say, I'd love to see you again? And what happens?
She lives out of town. It didn't work out. It was just like a flop.
Not what he's asking.
It's a filter, Randy.
Yeah, then how does the guy follow it up? He surely must have texted her.
I've been married for like 11 years. This is a long time ago.
Wow. All right.
Well, I haven't been married that long. I've just been in a relationship that long. It's just 5 years of marriage, so I don't know.
Tickle my ass with a feather, you got me going with your
Like 6 years.
No, that's right.
It's so long ago. It's like a different life,
If you say so. Okay, all right.
It's gotta be creative, bro. Like, if you were taking a picture when you guys were out walking to the restaurant, if you ordered
just treat her like shit, you know?
Treat her like shit.
Randy!
Remember that she's on, like, manic.
Randy, you got to look at it as a job interview. It's your first meeting. She's filtering and you're filtering. Hold on. And then listen, the point is, you don't want a fucking job. You want to fuck. That's why I say, don't confuse a job interview for an event. And that's why I say, you should bring a book called Sex Magic with you on that first date and say, what's the point of this date right now? What is your objective? Read this book real quick. And you will change her opinion on what it is that you want to do. And you will free her up morally and ethically to say, wait a minute, there's no moral equation to this? And I can fuck anybody I want to fuck?
Which book called Sex Magic?
I have. There's so many. I think it doesn't make a difference. I think as long as you have a title that says Sex Magic.
So you think I should just, okay, I'm on the Sex Magic Witchcraft. How's that one go?
Yeah, there you go. Because technically every woman, not only is she a bitch and a witch, she needs to unlock her snitch, which is her clit. Get that Sex Magic book and test out my experiment.
Have you ever like on a date where you've been like totally cool with a chick that you can? This works like 9 out of 10 times. Eye gazing. Have you ever been asked if they've ever tried it? You should Google it. It's the most fucked up thing. So you sit close to people and you're like a foot apart,
and you stare into each other's eyes. Like there's a
Yeah,
whole study.
that's
on
powerful. And I've never done that, but I'm gonna try that. I always do a hand massage, but now I'm gonna do a hand massage and eye gazing.
Eye gazing is completely fucked up because, like most of the times they'll end up crying, but it gets so intense that they're like.
No, what you're doing is you are like hypnotizing each other with your eyes, and so
yeah,
you're creating dopamine with each other through the eyes.
Exactly.
The thing is, that Randy, essentially, you need a 3-point plan for dopamine creation on your next date, and you need to follow through with it, and then test the results. This is my 3-point plan for you: is get a sex magic book, give a hand massage, and do eye gazing, and you will fucking flare her dopamine and your dopamine.
Give a hand massage, did you say?
I would do a fourth one though, Randy. Honestly, I would take a Viagra 2 hours before you go on a date, and then like noticeably like walk around like and just like smile like your cute. Like fuck, I don't know. He's always awake. He's always awake.
You're saying I should take a Viagra?
Disgusting.
You know that I'm aroused.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. That sounds uncomfortable.
Sounds uncomfortable. I'm telling you. I mean, you should be flattered.
It's not really my issue. It's not. I mean, I don't want to say too much, but I've never taken one yet.
With all due respect to BB, I would not. I do not agree.
Thank you, David. Yeah, it doesn't feel right.
Well, I'm gonna try anything, man, because I want you to be a success and come back.
Oh no, I'm doing it right. I'm doing it right.
You can just be authentic and be yourself, like because.
I was a little too authentic.
No, I don't
That's
think
my
you're
problem.
authentic. Maybe you guys just weren't a match. Just be authentic and just move on. And dating is about just it's not always gonna work between the two people. So just move on and be yourself. Don't be someone fake. Don't just be yourself and be
You
your
can't be
best
too
self.
authentic, Randy. Never. Because
I feel like I was.
No, you can never be too authentic because
No,
the
you
girl.
don't have to tell them everything you're thinking. You don't have to give away all your cards,
If
but
the
be
girl
yourself.
likes you,
That's what I did.
If she likes you, and then you were really authentic, you never change, so she only likes you the more every time. There's nothing worse than putting on this fucking facade, and acting like the perfect gentleman who you aren't really are, unless you're the perfect gentleman. And then the second, third, fourth date, you start.
You know I'm not a perfect gentleman. I mean, that's very
Well, no, but you know people put on this fake.
Oh yeah.
Bullshit. Because then when the girl really gets to know you, she doesn't like you. So it's better to be authentic like crazy from the beginning. The more dates you go on, the more she falls for it in love. Right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, sure, that is better. I mean, look, I know I promise not to say the, teachable moment, etc. again, but I am trying to learn from it, and just I can never do this.
Randy, what event creates the most dopamine out of all events?
What creates the most dopamine out of all events?
Yeah.
I guess a concert.
No, fucking.
Oh, of course. I didn't know what you meant. Yeah, sure, obviously.
You know what? That's actually a good thing. I was going to tell him, but I didn't want to be rude to any of the women here. So, to be honest, if you want to have a complete success rate, like you really like the bro, and you very attracted, you want to be with her, don't fuck a hooker before. I'm not joking. The chemical, the chemistry and the pheromones and the dopamine, all that actually releases off your skin, and women can smell it. It's like that.
Yeah, you could go to a strip club and just get a lap dance and don't take a shower, and then the pheromones that she creates and you create, it will actually hit her, conscious or subconscious mind.
Primal instinct will want to win you because she gets smelled.
Yeah, that's step 4. That would be our 4-point plan for maximum dopamine.
Do you guys, am I hearing any support from other people for this plan? To go to a stripper or a hooker before a dinner? I mean...
Not a hooker. Just go to the stripper because you need the biological chemical response. That's the experimentation that you may not be... I'm going to test it, but they kicked me out of the strip club. I'm forever banned.
You haven't been kicked out of every strip club, right?
No, but the one close to me, I think I'm permanently banned because I use their geotag on Instagram on a lot of my videos, and like it like fucks with them, and so they see me on the camera and they go, "That's that fucker from Instagram. Get his ass out of here."
Wow. What about wearing a costume?
You can't wear a hat, but I don't know how else to disguise myself. You can't wear a hat.
Fake mustache. Fake mustache.
Yeah, maybe like a big thick pair of glasses, probably like Harry Carey glasses.
Is it worth it? Like, do you get enough from your videos? Like, was it worth it to get banned?
Honestly, I don't. That's the thing is, I really don't ever want to go there because it's just a total waste of time and money. So it's like I'm shitting on them, and that's why they don't want me there because I'm basically making fun of them.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
Amazing.
It's a funny story for sure. Yeah. Well, you guys, you have made it a little easier for me because, I need to, I needed to debrief or decompress after the whole thing. And, like I keep saying, I'm trying to process everything that happened.
See, your problem is memory, is that you relive the pain in your mind by thinking about the separation. But the true the sword or the separation between the genders is a big thing. But if you unite, with the super consciousness, you'll see that your desire to unite with her is all just stupid vanity. It's not a real partnership. It's not real love. It's all superficial vanity. But you still want that union with a woman because it's the most powerful dopamine creation you can possibly get. So that's why you feel so hurt.
Limerence means?
What was it?
Limerence. Limerence is the attraction that you feel to someone you don't know. It's like a word for a crush. Limerence. It's very powerful. I'm almost surprised that you don't know the words. You seem to know a lot of the vocabulary in this world. Look up limerence. Anyway.
I never heard of it, but I'll look it up.
All right.
I mean, it sounds like limerick. There once was a woman from Thrace whose corset was too tight to lace. Her mother said there's something in your stomach that did not come through your face.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's a good one, man. There once was say it again?
There once was a woman from Thrace whose corset was too tight to lace. Her mother said there's something in your stomach that did not come through your face.
But what is this Thrace thing? What is that?
That's the city, meaning you need that name of that city, I guess, to make the rhyme work.
You could say there once was a woman named Grace.
Yeah, that works too.
Yeah, just saying. All right. You made me laugh, dude. You give me some things to think about and remind me of.
You got to remember to laugh because, the Magus, the magician, is smiling. Cupid is smiling. Hermes is smiling. Raphael on Mercury is smiling and laughing. And that's what the Queen Bee wants. The Queen Bee is in her throne room and she wants the jester to tickle her father. That's you, Dr. Randy.
In retrospect, it's all so fucking obvious. But here I am.
But it's hard. It's hard. Now you got the reprogramming, so the next event you have, it's gonna work.
Oh yeah. I won't make this mistake again. I was out of shape or out.
You just broke free. You're the Kool-Aid man. You're like, oh yeah.
I will not. I better not make this mistake for a long.
Just give us the feedback right now, or the after action analysis. What is the new 4-point plan to test and experiment with? Do you remember?
No, I have my own things, but I mean, yes, if I had to sum up yours, it was what? Make them laugh? What were your other things? Hit me with them.
Hand massage, pheromones, and the sex magic book.
Hand massage. So literally I should hold their hand and
You say, are you left-handed or right-handed? Most people say right-handed.
Hey Scott, coming up, I've been decompressing about the situation we discussed. I'm sharing it with the room. Scott, come on up. Wizard, if you tape me tonight, I'll be really hurt.
He's definitely taping you, but he has tapes of me saying really terrible things.
Wizard, you better not get out there, Wizard. I'll be unhappy, okay?
Rand's gonna use it against me one day.
It's not gonna get out there. I've got. You are the only audience I have, and no one else cares. I assure you, no one. This is not doxable. No one knows
Abby
anything,
cares.
and no one even listens. And this is literally.
Abby and
My
Bertie,
advice,
so they
the
can
advice I'm
write
giving
and
you
take
is the
care
advice
of
I'm giving
me.
myself, Dr. Randy, because this applies to all men that want to get laid, not just you, Dr. Randy.
So let's go through your thing again, your 4-point plan. Make them laugh.
Make them laugh, get hand massage and give them a palm reading and tell them you're going to have 1 kid or 2 kids and get married and have a lot of money. And then the third step is what? The pheromones at the strip club, and then the sex magic book. You know, those are the 4 things to essentially.
So how do you introduce the sex magic book? Like, oh my God, I should share this book I just been reading called Sex Magic.
It's such a ridiculous thing to bring to the meeting because it's not a job interview. This is me trying to play with the queen bee. And so when you bring a book that says sex magic, their eyes light up and they say, "You dirty scoundrel." Well, anyways, let me see what the dust jacket says. They read it and they hypnotize themselves with your intention. And it becomes their intention.
When was the last time you got laid?
With a chick that I brought a book to the date on that said sex magic. And when I put the book on her kitchen table, I said, if I only knew I had to bring a book to every date that said sex magic.
I don't believe you.
Alright, listen,
I know you don't believe me, but I'm telling you the truth. Why would I come here and sit here and just create lies? I mean, do you want to see her fucking dental practice?
I believe you.
How do you feel about an audiobook? What do you think about bringing an audiobook of sex magic?
I think you need to put a piece of paper in front of the face that says sex magic, and this is what sex magic is. And then you program from the get-go. It's like wearing a burqa to the date and saying, guess what, bitch, I'm a Muslim now. And then you're like, I can't go on a date with you. You're wearing a burqa. Well, okay, I'll take the burqa off, and here's a sex magic book. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a one-up right from the very get-go. You're introducing a programming into the conversation. You're handing her an external hard drive with 100 pages of programming and saying, this is what I'm here for. This right here. Let's be clear. And I hope you're clear, and I hope this is what you're here for as well. I mean, and it'll work. Like, it's programming. You got to program.
But shouldn't you have a book that says, like, sex with no strings or something else? Like, you know, like, to program?
No, it's got to be kosher. Meaning that, like, if it's actually...
Why are you telling them you're going to have kids with them and stuff? You said you're going to tell them that.
Because you want to profit. If that's what you want, prophesize that. If you think that that's what they want, prophesize that. Encourage them to get married and have a kid.
Yeah, that's not happening. I'm out of that age range, and the women are out of that age range. That's not happening in my world.
Well, on a Friday, Saturday night at a bar in Brooklyn or Manhattan, you can still give a palm reading to a 25-year-old girl that works on Wall Street, and next thing you know, she's going to start calling you daddy.
All right, man. I mean, that's not the target for me. I appreciate it. Say again?
What's the youngest you'll date?
Oh, I don't have hard rules, but I don't like promise kids and all that. It's just not happening for me.
No, but what if she was like 26?
Yeah.
Would you date her? And she was like up shelf. She was like,
yeah, sure, but it's not.
Never
it's
pay
not
for your
really
internet
happening.
again.
no, it
Oh, yo, it could totally happen, Randy. But you could have like a sexy, like 26-year-old and start a second family. But if that's what you want, you know, you could do it.
I don't.
I mean, your family might be upset about it. Like when my stepmom's brother married a 20-year-old or 18-year-old or something from Dominican Republic, and he's like 70. Like, the family was really upset about it, but I said, go get it. I thought it was a win-win. But he just left her because she doesn't want to go home to her
Randy,
country.
my friend David and John, his father was a successful attorney, divorced his first wife, had 4 kids with her, married his secretary, and had 4 more kids.
Wow, fourth dimension member for this guy.
the last
My
Palestinian
friend, like,
girl.
he's so rich, but the dad did leave the mom for the
This is
second
for
kid.
Junior, the last Palestinian girl I dated. I dropped her off and ran her over when I was leaving.
Oh, come on, dude,
Wait,
I don't
you're
believe that.
you dated a Palestinian girl?
No, Junior's in the chat having fun trying to like scare us. So that was for him.
Junior, what's your problem, man? Palestine has nothing to do with this. Really, man.
He's dead, bro.
We don't have to make it about Palestine every minute of the day, sir. Having no decency.
I think it's interesting. Israel has gone to war, and we're sitting here talking about relationships.
Yeah, because that's the core.
Well, I live in America, so I don't have to think about war.
In a war, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Well, they say the birth rate goes up like crazy after a war, so there's a lot of fucking.
And boys are born at times of war.
Yeah, but there's innocent people in tunnels, in houses, you know. How many hostages are left? 150, 200, 400? How many?
No, 50, like 59 or something like that, and half of them are dead.
Sometimes I still see Mia flags, you know?
Oh, yeah. Listen, I mean, I hate to, yeah, no comments.
I mean, maximum pressure has to be applied. This is what's happening. Maximum pressure. I mean, we all want to optimize our lives. This is how a government optimizes the lives for the people, by putting maximum pressure on the people who are torturing and holding them hostage. I mean, it's, you know, it is going with Trump and Bibi and the situation. It's going to intensify. I mean, and I don't know if you saw what Russia just did, but you know, they launched a massive. They just launched a massive attack on an energy facility, and you know they.
Fucking Russia, man, they don't let go, do they?
But see, so much of it is fake news. Like DrudgeReport.com, in my opinion, is owned by the CIA or pieces of shit associated tangentially.
Nobody reads Drudge.
It's still one of the top 15 news websites in the world.
It's not the top 15. No.
It is. You can go to DrudgeReport.com right now and look at the statistics at the bottom of the page, and he actually indexes his site against Fox News, against CNN, etc., MSN, etc.
Okay, you know what the number 4 most read news organization in the world is?
Reddit?
It's, the New York Post.
New York Post?
That's right.
The Post coverage of the whole Mohammed Khalil story has been fantastic. They've had some of the best coverage.
The New York Post coverage of Noura Bandura has also been impressive.
That story, they are not covering it properly.
Yeah, somebody tried to argue with me about about different newspapers in the U.S. And I said like New York Post is like and also it's like it's the most read, one of the most read.
Essentially,
and so I said the numbers, and it's like it's number 4 on the list.
Well, the Times is a paywall. It's kind of easy to get around it, but it does have a paywall, and the Post does not. And that's your starting point right there. You know? Yeah. I read them all. I'm curious what the number. Wall Street Journal has a paywall for sure, so that's probably not in the top 15. So what else is up?
Actually, no. The Wall Street Journal is number 1 as far as like
it has a paywall. How could it be the number 1?
No. I was talking about like paper circulation, like actual paper.
Oh, I see. So it's the number 1 newspaper in circulation.
Listen,
actually, look at it. It's about 600,000 papers every single day that are delivered.
There's a whole tremendous amount of content all behind paywalls or firewalls, essentially. I mean, you know, it's all essentially financial news. Yeah, I mean, FT is a big one. Bloomberg Terminal is a big one. I don't know what they use at BlackRock, but Aladdin probably is its own content management system with its own, you know, major content platform. I mean, it's huge. Talking about trillion, you know, how much they have managed now? Like 15 trillion or something? It's a huge platform. It's the biggest platform in the world.
Hey, Scott, I haven't heard you much tonight.
I was going to say my favorite news source is The Advocate, but...
Oh, here we go. So what's up with you, brother?
Nothing much, buddy. I had a long day. Good day. Had some meetings. I worked out pretty hard. I hung out late afternoon with my buddy Benjamin. We had a nice late lunch, early dinner. It was fantastic.
Now, did he used to be on the app?
Nah, never.
He's a different guy.
Yeah, he's the news editor for the Forward. Great guy. Yeah, he's an amazing guy. We had a great time.
I saw your photo with him. Seems like he almost looked a little like you.
He lives in West Virginia, right? He drives a pickup truck, lives in West Virginia. He raises chickens. He brought me 6 free-range eggs, dude.
Nice, dude.
And in this economy, that's gold, dude.
Dude, that's
I could get laid with those, dude.
Free range, man.
You tell a chick I got 6 free-range eggs coming at you for breakfast, FOC, free of charge, bro.
Yeah.
You're getting laid.
Yeah. Who's that dude?
Yeah. Going out with this smoking hot chick Thursday, man.
Who's that?
This girl from Trenton.
Oh, dude, I think I saw a photo. That's the one you showed a photo of, dude.
Yeah, it's a winner. She's a winner.
Yeah, that's the keeper.
Oh, yeah.
It's a sure.
I'm bringing Wizard. I gotta get Sex Magic. What's the book I gotta get? Sex Magic?
Yeah, man. I got the audio book. I don't know. I need to do something. Scott, I talked to you about her. This thing really fucked with me.
Hey, did you send
I sent her the message and she never replied.
Yeah, you gotta ditch her.
It's over. I know. I'm trying to bounce back very quickly to get her off of my mind. I have a date this Friday night and a date this Saturday night. And I need to get in the right head frame because I need to get this woman off my mind. And that's that. Yeah.
The quickest way to get her out of your mind is to reprogram your mind. I mean, every day is a new day, and tomorrow when you wake up, you'll be so fresh. If you read Sefer Avodot or you read, any kind of book, you can essentially reprogram your mind. So pick a good book at your house tomorrow morning, get up early, and that will really help, cathartically remove that dopamine. And you'll be so prepped for your next meeting, like she's just going to start licking your toes.
I love it. I love your attitude, man. You guys are my friends. You're helping me. I'm getting in an elevator for a minute to go downstairs and get my mail. And you've given me a lot to think about. I'm getting in the elevator. Wizard, you're so smart, man. How come you're a guest in this room, dude? Why don't you join the house?
I don't know. I didn't even think about it. I click the house and then I don't see the ability to join it. I see new live room. I don't see the ability to join it. Maybe it's not open to all. I think whoever is managing it, what you have to do is click open to all. But see, the advice I'm giving you is also the after action analysis for my own recent, failure to launch. And so I'm happy to have the conversation because, it's all self-talk therapy for me too.
Right. The key is to not turn the date into a talk therapy date. That's the opposite. That's a disaster. Can we agree on that? Turning a date into a talk therapy thing is a disaster. We all agree on that.
See, it's all talk. It's all, it's not about problems. Exactly. I mean, the thing is, it is like a hypnosis. It's like being a stand-up comic on a stage and you've got your bits, you've got your 10 minutes, you've got your 50 minutes. I mean, it's just a question of how are you going to leave that person feeling at the end of that first interview.
Right. So smart, dude. Where were you? Where were you, son?
Where were you on Saturday?
I didn't think I needed this advice. I didn't coach him. But
it's always helpful. Before you go to a target or an objective, you have your operations order. So technically, before every date, you should essentially reread your operations order and really understand what is the goal, what is the purpose, the mission statement, what are the objectives, like all that type of
it's so obvious now.
Planning. Yeah.
Now it's so obvious. Yeah. If I have a business meeting, I type up an agenda in the text, the 3 things I want to discuss. But why didn't I do this here? Because I don't take it, I was too cocky, among other things.
That's why I say bring a book on sex magic, and that's all the agenda you need to bring. It's the greatest agenda you can bring. It's total hypnosis.
I do think that's a bit extreme.
Is it? Right. Is it really? It's not. It's kosher. Because sex is kosher. That's the goal. You're trying to procreate, be happy, and multiply.
Yeah. Trying to do something, that's for sure. Yeah. Anyway, my friend, you've helped me a lot. Everyone in the room. You're all my big brothers, my little brothers. I love you all, You help me out, okay?
Love is in the air, Randy. Cupid is going to strike you again with a thunderbolt, and then you're going to be so happy again. You're going to say, I can't believe this is happening. It always happens that way.
I hope so. Yeah. I think you will.
That big dopamine spike is just around the corner.
Right. Yeah. What else? All right, that's it. I'm kind of chilling a little now. I have to say that Instagram is really a good source of short bits of wisdom. Do you know what I mean?
Anyway. It's good, but a good book is, every morning, what I'm doing is creating 1-minute bit clips or shorts on YouTube, reading Kabbalah and Tanya or Torah, and I'm programming myself, every single morning, and I'm building up a huge collection of programming, and so eventually, it's you want to keep reading nonstop, but it's nice to go back and just listen to your own recordings, and then really get deeper comprehension and more understanding, more knowledge, more intelligence, more information. But the best time to do it is in the morning, and it's like your hour of power. That's your hour of programming every morning.
Question: why the morning over the nighttime though?
Because you're kind of burned out by the end of the day, and when you wake up, your brain is already in like a brainwave state of deep relaxation from your sleep. So it's like a perfect time to get that work done and absorb and record. In the evening, you might want to go back and re-listen to all your 1-minute clips for the full, loop around. I mean, you're creating a circle.
Yeah. I love it, dude. We're covering a lot here. Love bombing. A term that's overused a lot, but when you really drill down, people do it too much. It comes from a place of insecurity. I think it throws people off. I think honestly, if somebody love bombed me like 4 times during a meal, said, "Oh, you're so funny, you're so handsome, you're so this, you're so that," by the 4th time, I would be kind of turned off. But people do it. Thoughts? Anybody? Thoughts on love bombing? Is it ever appropriate or never?
No.
Right. Exactly. That's the right answer. Right. If you're really with somebody and really vibing, you shouldn't even feel the need to do it. Exactly. Okay.
No way. That's not always true. it's LOVE. See, instead of saying love, say what Michael Jackson says. It's less less red flags. If you just say LOVE, instead of love. Say, you know, well, what if a girl says, "What's your purpose on going out on a date?" or "What are you looking for?" You just say LOVE, LOVE, and then their brain has to string it together and go, "Oh, that spells love." And then they, you know, they create the word themselves. You're spelling it out for them. You're using the letters as opposed to the words, and it makes them, you know, have to process.
Right. That's right.
So,
Moshe.
Like, which number do you think most closely represents the word love?
Let's go.
That's a question you could ask.
YOLO.
You could ask about gematria.
What's going on? What does this person do?
David's just getting started on his third tequila soda.
Great drink, tequila soda. If that's your drink, kudos to you.
how much do you have to drink tonight?
I don't drink.
Oh, okay, good. Stay sober.
Christian, I don't know if you know David Bobadilla that well, but he's a prolific drinker on this app. He slurs his words, and we're pretty sure he produces a pound of saliva every night that he's here.
No. He's my friend. People like to exaggerate. Listen, here's a bottom line truth.
I don't record rooms. At least I
So listen to this. Here's a question for you. Question for the room. Why do people like to gossip and make fun of other people's drinking and smoking and all that? Why? Because it makes them feel good. Okay? You know, so don't try and make yourself feel good by talking about somebody else's drinking.
Well, that's exactly right. I'm trying to get some pushback, and it's, you know, I'm trying to have some fun.